Hello everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Game Day 90. My name is Vic Masooh. Another episode here today. For today's episode, I'm me alone. I know you are wondering where my co-host man Stevo is. So Stevo requested for a time off. He is mourning the loss of Real Madrid. They have had a rough weekend and also a rough start to the week. But we'll talk about that in detail throughout the episode. And where do we start off? It's been a long, hectic weekend with a lot of football news. I think we can start with the main story for this week. That is the sacking of Erik ten Hag. Finally, it has happened. It was long overdue, man. So Erik ten Hag is no longer Man United coach. He was replaced after their loss to West Ham. The 2-1 loss to West Ham. I remember Steve-O correctly predicted that game. He said that West Ham will win in stoppage time. A stoppage time winner. And that is exactly what happened. And this is what broke the camel's back. But for me, I think sacking Erik ten Hag will not solve Man United issues. It's a classic case of trying to cure diarrhea by stitching the anus. So they have to look at the underlying issues that affect Man United as a whole. And who have they replaced ten Hag with? Actually, they have moved very fast in replacing Erik ten Hag. They have replaced him with Amorim. Amorim is currently the Sporting Lisbon coach, but the reports say that he is said to be confirmed as Man United manager today after positive talks were held with Ruben Amorim. He's a very good coach actually for Sporting Lisbon. Sporting Lisbon have been performing very, very well in both the domestic leagues and also the UEFA Champions League. So it's a good appointment for Man United. But my big question is, the players that ten Hag brought when he was announced as Man United coach around, was it 2 years ago? Yeah, 2 years ago. Will they fit in Amorim's system? What will happen? Will the integration be good? Because I think that might be a very, very big issue. Because Amorim might not like the players that are currently in Man United, or they may not fit in his system. So I wonder what will happen here. And this is why I foresee a situation where Man United start very well under Amorim, but the same cycle continues again. They perform very well at the beginning of the tenure, then they slow down. Then at the end of the day, they just sack him like the previous managers who were before him. And who are the previous managers who were before Amorim? Quite a couple of managers. As you can see, since Sir Alex Ferguson exited to be Man United coach, there have been a couple of managers. This is the 6th manager. Ten Hag was the 5th manager. Amorim will be the 6th manager to be appointed as Man United boss since Alex Ferguson departed Manchester United. So it will be a huge task for Amorim. But if he has accepted the deal, that means he is ready for this new challenge. But the rival fans are not very happy. The rival fans have been saying that ten Hag needed more time as Man United coach. So that says a lot about his coaching style and his playing style. So yeah, we'll see how that goes on about. And I wish Amorim all the best as Man United head coach. The next news, the next big news, the Ballon d'Or ceremony was held on Monday in Paris. And there has been a lot of controversy surrounding this issue. The one who won the men's Ballon d'Or was Rodri over Vinicius Jr. Real Madrid fans have been talking a lot on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook, on WhatsApp stories. They say Vinicius Jr. has been robbed of this award. But I don't think Vinicius Jr. has been robbed. The first thing first, the Real Madrid players, they skipped this ceremony. Why did they skip this ceremony? It is very disrespectful of them to skip such a huge ceremony. because Vinicius Jr. was not awarded the Ballon d'Or. I know if Vinicius Jr. was awarded the Ballon d'Or, I'm very sure Rodri and the Man City entourage could not have skipped this award ceremony. So why did Real Madrid players skip this ceremony? I think it speaks volumes about their club as a whole, the mentality of the club, even Vinicius himself. That's so disrespectful. They say they are a big club, but their actions, they don't match how they do on the pitch and also surrounding other players. It's not a very good look for Real Madrid. And you can see it does not only apply to their players, even their fans. Look at Man Stevo. He was bragging the whole of last week how they will beat Barcelona. Then they proceed to receive the award. But now look, he has disappeared because they were beaten and Vinicius Jr. did not win this award. And the thing is, Vinicius Jr. he had 26 goals and 11 assists. I cannot deny that is a very good output for him. But actually, that was not the most productive year of Vinicius' career. His most productive season was the 2021-2022 season, where he had 22 goals and 20 assists. So if you compare for this season, 26 goals and 11 assists, the 2021-2022 season was much better for Vinicius. Yes, I know he won the La Liga, he won the Champions League, they won the Super Cup. But if you compare with Rodri's stats, Rodri had 12 goals and 14 assists. And this is as a defensive midfielder. He won the Euros, he won the Premier League, he won the Club World Cup, he was the Euro player of the tournament, he won the Club World Cup Golden Ball. But for Vinicius, he didn't perform very well for Brazil. He had a stinker for Brazil. So how does Vinicius deserve of this award if Rodri as a defensive midfielder? And remember, Vinicius is a left winger. You can't compare a left winger and a defensive midfielder. Of course, a left winger is, everybody expects a left winger to get more goals or more assists. But for Rodri, he got quite a number of assists. 14 assists as a DM, that's a very good number. Or even 12 goals as a defensive midfielder in a team with Haaland, in a team with Foden. That's very impressive of Rodri. And I think he 100% deserves this award. So if Vinicius wants to win this award, he might as well wait for next season or this season that you are in currently and perform much more better, not only for Real Madrid, but also for Brazil. Because Rodri performed well for Man City and also he performed well for Spain. But for Vinicius Jr., he was anonymous in Brazil's games. So that is what I want to say about the Ballon d'Or award. Rodri, congrats to Rodri, and the rest also of the award winners who won these awards. And the rest of the award winners, as you can see, I'll go through the full list. We have the men Ballon d'Or. It went to Rodri. Women's Ballon d'Or, Aitana. Copa Trophy, Lamine Yamal. Yashin Trophy, we have Emiliano Martinez. The Jad Muller Trophy, we have Harry. Then we have the Pre-Socrates, Jennifer Hermoso. Men Club of the Year, Real Madrid. Women Club of the Year, FC Barcelona. Then we have the Johan Cruyff Trophy. What is the for the men? Carlo Ancelotti. Then the Johan Cruyff Trophy for the women. That is Hema Hayes. Imagine when Real Madrid won the Club of the Year, and even the Real Madrid players did not attend the ceremony. That is not a good look for the Madrid players and the club as a whole. Then we have also some other news, a very big news, the El Clasico. Steve was talking a lot last time about how Real Madrid will thrash Barcelona in the El Clasico. But what happened? We beat them comprehensively. 4-0, a clean 4-0 win for Barcelona. And this, I think, we sent a youth statement to the rest of the world. that now Barcelona is the future. And this Barcelona side reminds me of the golden generation, because it's a very young team, a team full of teenagers, 17-year-olds, 18-year-olds, but they are playing like ballers. They are playing very, very well, and I was very impressed by this win. Kylian Mbappe offside for 8 times. Real Madrid were unable to cope with the high line for Barcelona, and they were outclassed. Honestly, they were outclassed by a couple of teenagers. The Real Madrid team, it looks good on paper. They have big superstars, big names, the like of Kylian Mbappe. But you know, in football, to win in football, you don't need to have a good team on paper. Yes, having a good team on paper is a added advantage, but you also have to have a good team in the field, because football is not played on paper, it is played in the field. So Mbappe, I think, is not fitting into Real Madrid style, because in my opinion, I think Real Madrid were much, much better even without Kylian Mbappe, because Kylian Mbappe 8 offsides in a single game, it is not acceptable for a player of his caliber. And I know even Real Madrid bought him for these types of games, these types of big games. So if he can perform in big games like this is a very huge issue for Real Madrid. And we actually ended their 42-match unbeaten run in the La Liga. So yeah, that was a very good win for Barcelona. We are now 6 points clear ahead of Real Madrid in the La Liga standings. And I think this is our season for lifting the La Liga. We look very good, and I hope even in the upcoming games we'll show our class. But yes, we have sent a huge statement to the rest of the world, and also the rest of the big clubs in England, in Italy, in France, and also in Germany. So that's a very good win for Barcelona. Let's go. Okay. Then also we have to talk about now the Premier League predictions for this week. This week we don't have a Friday night kickoff. So the first game will be on Saturday. The early kickoff will be on Saturday. That is Newcastle against Arsenal. And this is a fixture, 12th place versus 3rd place. And it is Saturday, 3:30 p.m. For Arsenal, remember they drew 2-2 at home to Liverpool in their last fixture. That was a very hard-fought draw for them. Remember, they went ahead twice, 1-0, then they went also 2-1 ahead. But ultimately, Liverpool got a draw. Then for Newcastle, it is now 5 consecutive games without a win for Newcastle. So that's very concerning for them. I know they'll be looking back to get back to winning ways in this fixture. But against Arsenal, who are looking for a win after they drew against Liverpool, I don't see a way where they get a win here. I think it will be a close 1-0 win for Arsenal. A defensive performance again for them. So I'll go with Arsenal 1, Newcastle 0. Then we have the Saturday kickoff now, the 6 p.m. Bournemouth against Man City. Bournemouth, props to Bournemouth, man. They have had very good results of late. They have had very, very, very good results. Props to them. But now they are facing against Man City side that went top of the Premier League table over the weekend. We are now top of the Premier League table, and we are in a very good mood because even Rodri won the Ballon d'Or, and we have a 100% win record against Bournemouth. So I can't see a way in which Bournemouth hold City here. So I'll go with a straightforward win for City here. And I was surprised that City, we kept a clean sheet in our last game against Southampton. But for this fixture, I don't expect us to keep any clean sheet. So I'll go with Bournemouth 1, Man City 3. Then we have another fixture here also. Ipswich against Leicester. This is also a very good fixture. This is 18th against 15th in the table. Also a 6 p.m. kickoff. Pitting sides who are promoted last season. Ipswich and Leicester were both promoted last season. Ipswich still winless, and in their last game actually against Brentford, they blew a very good 2-0 lead to lose ultimately 4-3. And Leicester, yes, they were defeated by Nottingham Forest in their last fixture, but they have won 2 of their last 3 games. And honestly, they look more composed compared to Ipswich. They look very, very composed compared to Ipswich Town. They look more calm. And if you would ask me which team between these two has a higher chance of surviving, I would straight out say Leicester, because even they have the pedigree of the Premier League. They have played in the Premier League just a couple of seasons ago, and they have very experienced players, and that's why I think Ipswich, they will score a goal here, but I think they will lose against Leicester. So I'll go with the Ipswich 1, Leicester 2. Then we have the next fixture. We have Liverpool against Brighton. And Liverpool are looking to get back to winning ways after their draw against Arsenal. That was a very good draw for them. The fact that they went down twice, but they came back, it speaks a lot about their mentality. Also, Brighton are in good form. They are now unbeaten and they actually faced each other yesterday in the Carabao Cup, where Liverpool won 3-2. And Salah and Welbeck are in hot form, and they will continue their form here. Actually, Welbeck is 1 goal away from becoming joint top scorer for Brighton with 30 goals. So that's a very good statistic for Welbeck to have. But for this, I think Liverpool will be very strong for Brighton. Yes, I know they have lost a game at Anfield already against Forest, but I think they'll be too strong for Brighton. So I'll go with the Liverpool 2, Brighton 0. Then we have 6 p.m. kickoff also on Saturday, Nottingham versus West Ham. Man, what a season Nottingham Forest are having, man. A very good season. I know they didn't expect their season to start this well. They are now 7th in the table, and they have only lost 1 Premier League game also. Can you imagine? Nottingham Forest have only lost 1 game so far in the Premier League. And they also got a good beating against Leicester away from home. Chris Wood is on fire, man. He's on fire. He's scoring goals left, right, and center. And props to him and props to Nottingham Forest. West Ham, they got a very good win against Man United to condemn Erik ten Hag to be sacked. Their 2nd win of the season so far. And in this fixture, there's no way I can go against Nottingham Forest, man. These guys are playing very good football. I don't think I can back against Nottingham Forest. So I'll go with the Nottingham Forest to win a close one. I'll go with the Nottingham Forest 2, West Ham 1. Then we have the next fixture. That is Southampton against Everton. Also a very good fixture here. And it's 20th against 16th. 20th against 16th. And for Southampton, man, they remain winless. They lost a very close game against Man City. They looked more composed. They played very good football against Man City. Very good tiki-taka football. I would like them to survive this season, but there's no way I can see them surviving this Premier League season, man. Because there are better teams than them so far. For Everton, they got also a late equalizer against Fulham. And they're now unbeaten in 5. Remember, they started their season very, very slowly, but they are now unbeaten in 5. That's very good work for Everton. And for this, I expect it to be a cagey affair. So I'll predict Southampton 1, Everton 1. Then we have the next fixture, a bottom of the table clash. This is Wolves against Palace. This is 19th against 17th. This is a 30 p.m. kickoff on Saturday. And Wolves, man, they had a dramatic PL comeback against Brighton. Remember that game? They were 2-0 down, but in a couple of minutes, they went back 2-2. And it looks like it will be a very, very long season for Wolves. That's why these upcoming games against Palace, against Southampton, they are very important for them if they are to survive this season. For Crystal Palace, their first win of the season against Tottenham. I remember I told Man Stevo that Tottenham, they blow hot and cold every now and then. And this was very much expected for this fixture. They were beaten 1-0. Palace won 1-0 against Spurs. It was a very deserved win for Palace because Tottenham Hotspur, they looked second best, honestly, in that fixture. And for this, I'll support Wolves in this one. I know they're at home. They'll be backed by their supporters. And for that, I expect them to get a very good win here. A 2-1 win to kickstart their season. So Wolves 2, Palace 1. Then now we have the Sunday fixtures. We have a tasty Sunday fixture here. That is Tottenham against Aston Villa. This is 8th against 4th. This is a 5 p.m. kickoff. Man, what will I say about Tottenham Hotspur, man? You know what to expect from Tottenham in all games, honestly. You know what to expect from Tottenham. They blow hot and cold. As I told Steve, Tottenham is not a reliable side, honestly. You can't rely on them because you don't know how they'll turn up. Case in example, they lost against Palace comprehensively. It was a very well deserved win for Palace, but then they beat Man City yesterday in the Carabao Cup. So at one moment they can be 100%, then the next moment they are at 0%. And that's how Tottenham they have been since time immemorial. And now they are facing against Aston Villa here. A very good fixture here. For Aston Villa, they got a disappointing late equalizer. They were facing against Bournemouth. That game ended 1-1. I'll go straight to the prediction here. It looks like a high-scoring draw here. So I'll go with Southampton, Spurs 2, then Aston Villa 2. Then now we have the fixture of the weekend. Man United against Chelsea. This is 14th against 5th. Two sides with contrasting seasons so far. Chelsea, they have started the season very well. Man United, as you have said earlier before, they sacked their manager, Erik ten Hag. So I don't know what to expect from this fixture, man, because I know Man United might turn up. You know, the new manager bounce. They might have that for Man United because Van Nistelrooy will be charged of this game. Then for Chelsea, they got a very good win against Newcastle, a 2-1 win. I predicted that to end up as a draw, but they got a very good comprehensive win here against Newcastle. And one thing you must know about this Man United against Chelsea fixture, it's always a high-scoring game. Every time they face it, it's either a 1-1, a 2-2. It's always an open game for this fixture. And for that, I predict another high-scoring game here. I don't think Man United will get the win here. Yes, they have a new manager, and also they have an interim manager, but I don't expect them to perform brilliantly against Chelsea. Chelsea, they have had a very good season so far. They are 5th in the table. Not many expected them to be high up in this season at this point of the season. So for that, I'll expect a 2-2 draw, a very high-scoring game. So I'll go with a Man United 2, Chelsea 2. I know if Steve would have been here, he could have gone for a Chelsea win, but sadly he's not here with us today. Then now we have the last game of this weekend. That is Fulham against Brentford. A Monday night kickoff. This is 10th against 9th. Two sets close to each other. Two sides who play very good football. I like these two sides a lot. Fulham, Brentford. I really can't complain about them. And you can also expect a high scoring fixture in this one. Fulham, they will be disappointed with the late equalizer they got against Everton. For Brentford, man, their fixtures, they have been high scoring 4-3, 3-2. They have been scoring a lot of goals, but they have also been conceding a lot of goals. But if they concede against Fulham, I don't think there's a way for them to come back. Remember, in their last fixture, they got an early scare where Ipswich went 2-1 up against them, but they came back. But for Fulham, I don't expect such a scenario again. If they concede early to Fulham, especially Fulham are at home, I expect them to lose this match cleanly. And so I'll go with a Fulham win for Fulham 2, Brentford 1. So yeah, guys, those have been our predictions for this week and also a reaction to some of the news that we have had for this week. So see you in the next episode, guys, with some more football content, with some more predictions. And from me, Vic Masooh, I'll say adios. See you in the next one. Bye bye.